Good evening and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots weekend, the show. Well, we're all back, the Premier League's back, everyone's geared up for it. Grassroots isn't back just yet, but we do have tournaments, friendlies, kids playing games all over just to get ready for the new season in September. Dear me, hasn't that flown? It's come round very, very quickly indeed. How many of you are still racing to get your new football kits, footballs, goalkeepers jerseys, nets, goals for training? I'm sure you've all been spending, and I'm sure you're all raring to go, especially if you've got the players now, because I've seen loads and loads of friendlies going on and off the field of play when I'm going past, and also people asking for friendlies on social media. Well, it all seems to be nicely played and people getting on with each other, but will that remain when the season kicks off? I doubt it very, very much. It's going to be the same old, because we're going to be talking about verbal abuse towards referees, sideline coaches, committees taking stick, committees trying to do the best they can to get games on. The weather will come in, we know that, it's glorious at the moment. We've had a great heat wave, now we're talking about a water drought. Save your water, don't drink much out the cup, drink half a cup, not a full cup. Bath in half a bath, not a full bath. Shower 5 minutes, not 10 minutes. No hose pipes, no washing the cars. Well, there you go. That's what happens, isn't it, when we get a little bit of a heat wave? Does it happen in Spain? Anyway, let's get off that subject and go on to grassroots football. Because if you've got games, please, you've got to go out there, respect the referee, make sure that the referee is looked after, make sure that you comply with the laws of the game if you know them. If you don't know them, ask the referee, because they know them. It's all about referees being part of the football family. This is what we say, we're talking about our award, our respect award. Once again, thank you to Referee, who've kindly sponsored it for the second year running. Now we're sifting through, as we said yesterday, sifting through all the nominations. We can't thank you enough for nominating your referee. If you haven't heard about it, it's your own fault. It was battered on social media. All you had to do was nominate a referee in Grassroots for the work that they've been doing, the way they've refereed, the things they put back into the community. And let's just say it was taken on board a lot more out of the Merseyside area this year, I must admit. So referees on Merseyside, Liverpool, what are you doing? That's all I can ask. That's all I can ask. We have had a few votes for referees in Liverpool, but not as many as last year. So let's just see how things go about. And there's been some lovely ones, I must admit. And as I say, some sure commented ones, where it's just great referee, deserves an award. Okay, that's all we can say. Even the referee who was being nominated would wonder why they're being nominated for that. We did ask specifically to put down a lot about the referee, what you've known about the referee, how long the referee's been doing, if known, what county FA they're under, and why you are nominating them in no more than 150 words. And obviously you must have your reasons, and if you can put it in a nice wording, that makes a difference, a hell of a difference to all nominations, not just me, but wherever you're voting for someone, or even you get voted for yourself. People like to read about what that referee or that person has done and achievements to be nominated for the awards, and that's all we're asking. So good luck to everyone who's been nominated, and commiserations to the ones who don't get there. I've had some emails off referees asking me, have they been nominated? Obviously data protection, we just don't give that out. It's just one of those things, you can't. And we've just been awarded our IPO, that's our data protection certificate. So you can't break any rules, can you, if you're holding data on people? So unfortunately we can't give out, because the next thing they'll be asking is, what did they say about me? How many votes did you get about me? it's one of those, you take a back seat, and if you win, you win, if you don't, you don't. There's always next year, and next year, as we said, is our 20th anniversary, so we'll be watching with a little more intent next year, I assure you, because we're hoping to have a cracker award system, because it's still one of those things where you're booking a club and it's still not the same, there's still COVID around, and even if you go to hospitals now, dear me, it's a bit of a nightmare. But anyway, look forward to it, and I look forward to announcing the winner in a couple of weeks' time. So stay tuned. If you're being nominated and you know about your nomination, it could be you. Anyway, fingers crossed, and good luck again to all those who've been nominated, and once again thank you for taking the time to nominate your referee. It makes a massive difference, honestly it does. Okay, we're talking about grassroots football now. If you've got games, and you've had games today or tomorrow, then you've got to take with you respect on and off the field of play. You've got to be looking towards encouragement towards your child or everyone else's child, it doesn't matter. It's a team effort, so you all should be a team on the sidelines, so you should be supporting all the kids, because kids know no different. They're only trying to play a game of football. And already in friendlies I've heard comments about don't let them do that, take him out, things like this. This is wrong in grassroots football, and I think it should be stated. Maybe the FAs, the county FAs, should put what should not be said, and maybe it could be an offence to say those things. Why not? Put it on, and there could be reprimands towards it, towards the team. If parents are starting to shout this thing, or spectators, supporters, if they're starting to shout at team players, then you need to do something about it. We need to control what is happening on and off the field of play. And since 2003 we've been trying to bring communities together, we've been making a difference. Young commentators, unfortunately last night we had to cancel due to the heat. If you can hear that buzzing, by the way, it's my fan on. You can see the real tree behind blowing in the wind. No, just to keep you cool. It has been rather warm, and you can see it's an enclosed studio, so it's bound to get a little bit hotter than normal places, because we can't even open the windows, because you open the windows and then you hear all the traffic. You can hear that faintly when traffic or fire engines or police cars go past. You can hear it faintly anyway, but we have to make sure that we make a difference and keep this cool as possible. So unfortunately it was ruled out again for young commentators, but they must be having fun because they're off school. It's the summer holidays, so they can make the most of it. And we always moan that we don't get the right weather when the kids are off. It's always been raining, but we've got it now. Kids are not really in the streets when it's so hot, but at least there's something to do. And I know we can say go out and play your game of football, but as we said yesterday, loads of games have been cancelled and loads of training has been cancelled because of the extreme heat. There's nothing worse than trying to run round, because I was like that, wasn't I, when I was doing Hadrian's Wall. I cannot march. I had to in the heat. It kills me, and it gets to a lot of people as well. You need more water. You can't really concentrate on your training activities or your football skills because you're so hot and you're not 100%. So we're not moaning about the weather. I'm certainly not, because I know what's around the corner when winter comes, and it isn't far away. We'll be talking Christmas soon, won't we? September, you'll have your Christmas decorations up and running. You know what the shops are like, the big stores. Doesn't make sense, but one of those things, isn't it, I suppose. But we're into grassroots football. The league starts very soon. I think the North Liverpool JFL have a coaches meeting on the 25th of August. I think I'm working on that day. So I'll have to get someone there for the team, DXTL under 7s, for next season. Let's hope they enjoy the games, and let's hope that the weather is just mild right the way through, because we don't want torrential, don't want freezing cold. Even though they have tracksuit tops and things like that, it still doesn't make a difference. I'm going to give you updates on our girls as well, because we're waiting for updates on Liverpool County FA and also Liverpool Football Club. So we'll keep you informed on that, the way the situation is going. But in the meantime, DXTL under 7s, our Lions, are doing rather well, picking up a few trophies along the way. Doesn't mean that they're world beaters, they're just enjoying themselves and having fun and playing the game. I think I've touched lucky with the team that has joined us, through my son, that is, who's friends of his, and my grandson and his friends, and it's just one of those things that we've been mates for years and have got together, and they are decent footballers, so, and they're learning, they're developing, so they can only get better. And there are respect team, aren't they, on and off the field of play. So we have to tell the parents exactly what we expected them when they go out and about and support the DXTL FC Lions under 7s. So it's one of those things, and the good thing about it, it's at Jeffrey Humble, so the parents can all stand behind the barriers and not on the pitches. That's a must, and Bob and the committee, Connor, will have that to a T, because they always do, and I'll be walking around helping them and other teams as well to make sure that the games are adhered to, the laws of the games are adhered to, and the league rules are adhered to as well, because we don't want no verbal abuse, aggressive behaviour towards our referees or towards the kids on the field of play as well. We just want to let the kids enjoy themselves regardless, and see how it all pans out by the end of the season. Okay, we've got 9 minutes to talk about grassroots football. We'd love your thoughts on it. How have you been doing? Is everything falling into plan for you? Your kits are all arrived, everything's going well, or you're in turmoil because you're still trying to find out how the whole game system works for your team as well? It's a nightmare, it has been a nightmare. Let's just hope the system is up and running, and there's been a lot of no-hopers on there, isn't it? People moaning, complaining, they can't get the team on, the players on, and it just needs to be, well, user-friendly basically. Just needs to be basic, not complicated, a million things to do, because they're all volunteers who go on the whole game system, and unfortunately the people behind that and running it are all unpaid wages that I know of. I don't think the volunteers running that, unless the FA knows something different, but that's the way it is, I suppose. And as I said, volunteers are not paid at all, and they should be, they really should be, for the work that they carry out. Dear me, it really is complicated sometimes. Anyway, these volunteers are making a massive difference to the kids playing football, and we always talk about the referees making a massive difference, but if you put the football family together, you're looking at the volunteers, you're looking at the coaches who volunteer, you're looking at paid coaches, you're looking at paid referees, you're looking at committee members, unpaid, they're all volunteers as well. So it's a big circle, isn't it, of volunteers really, people who aren't getting paid to make sure that the kids have a game of football, and they're enjoying it. But unfortunately we will have the idiots, and I have to call them the idiots, who will go out there and try and ruin the game for the referees and also for the kids, because they believe that that referee is impartial, and the referee is impartial, and well, they believe the referee is not impartial, they believe the referee is on another team's side, and it doesn't happen like that. The referee just wants to get paid and go home. Now, we did bring up yesterday about the referees and the fees, capping the fees, what the league's doing. They have a say in this as well. The leagues up their fees just because they want to try and make sure that the referees will come to them. I'm sure there's plenty of referees about, and I'm sure the County FA will be able to give us figures soon and make sure that every referee or every league has a fixture in a league close to them. That's the way it is, but unfortunately sometimes referees have holidays and they get unwell also, so you're going to be short, so sometimes the managers will have to step in and referee that game. Now that's hard for them as well, because managers stepping in and refereeing the game, they have to be impartial as well, and unfortunately the kids think because it's their manager, 2.5, that they're going to get all the decisions that are made and any fouls will go to them. But in the small side of football, the kids tend to let you know when it's a foul. They tend to go in there. It's the parents who sort of egg them on and start shouting and screaming, no foul, none of this, can't have that, can't have this. And it ruins the game, it really does. So let's just hope we have a really good season, both in Jeffrey Humble, Edgehill, Boothland District, Walton Kirkdale. I hope every single league that deals with grassroots football has the best year of their lives, and parents and spectators are the best they've ever seen, they've ever witnessed, and I'm sure we can work with the county FAs to make sure that that does happen. Now we've been going since 2003, bringing teams together, bringing communities together, players together, committees together, and referees and managers together, would you believe? And it has made a difference. Not everywhere. We do know there's going to be, and there will be, other incidents coming towards this season. We hope not, but it's a real world, and this is going to be what happens. And I'm sure we'll see real strong action by your local county FAs this year and the FA, standing in and making sure that referees are protected and they have a cap on all the prices, because it really is getting out of hand. And I'm even talking to referees who are saying it is getting out of hand at the moment, the money side of things, the money issues. So where do we draw the line? Well, I'm sure we should all get together and find out. I compared my job as a support worker, going care worker, to the nurses, to the all the doctor staff, you know, £15 an hour, sometimes 20 referees are asking for to referee a football game. Who can justify it? Can you referees justify it when you've got the likes of nurses who are not on £15, £20 an hour, who take daily verbal abuse and save lives as well, and they're not moaning, not complaining, you have to go in, it's a job. And you could turn around and say, well, they chose it. Well, referees, who chose that? That's, you know, you've got to look around, you've got to look at the bigger picture, and obviously it's common sense, and I'm only talking common sense. I want to see teams playing football. I want to be seeing teams able to play football because they can afford it. Mums and dads can afford it. Teams can start putting some money into the kitty to help them take them away, because whatever you are, a referee will always have a game, and it's always money in their bank account. So, you know, we've got to draw the line somewhere, and fair's fair, and referees do talk to me, and I know some referees who are really hell-bent on making sure that referees get more money than most, because they're making a big, massive thing out of it, and they'll turn around and say they take abuse on and off the field of play, they get tortured, the families get tortured. This is the way they make it out. But you have to open up your heart and say, support workers, care workers and nurses as well, you have to look at that. And if you're demanding money for the referees, then get off your high horse and start protecting the NHS and your nurses and your doctors, and also your support workers and care workers who cannot walk away from their job, because that's the job they've gone in. They've gone in to protect, yes, they chose that job, I chose that job, but I am finding it really, really tough now for the amount of exhausting work that goes with it. And I'm sure every support worker, care worker knows what I'm talking about when it comes to not just supporting the person we support, but making a day of paperwork and everything that you've done as well. It's got to coincide. But as I said yesterday, we can be jailed for giving out the wrong meds, and if you're tired, then you work it out. And these are the pressures that support workers, care workers and also nurses have on a daily basis. So all I'm saying is, let's cap referee fees for grassroots football's sake. You know, because otherwise you can say the referees will walk away, managers will take over, you won't need referees, and the county FAs will have to draw the line somewhere to let the kids play football, because they won't be getting any money either from teams if they fold. So it's a big world out there, it's a dog-eat-dog world. We need to put things into perspective, and we need to save the game. We need to all work together. We call it the football family. Is it really? Is it really? Or are we starting to segregate coaches, referees, parents, children? Is it becoming, I want this first? It's not the football family as we know it. So we need to work together and make a difference, and just all be happy in grassroots football. Let the kids play and let the referees officiate, all being well and all being happy. That's all we're looking for. Difference in grassroots football. Okay, we're coming to the end of our show. Hope you've enjoyed it, and if you want to make any comments, it's mal@don'ttexttheline.com. Get in touch with me and we'll discuss your comments, no doubt, on tomorrow's show. If you've got games today, or if you had games today and you've got games tomorrow, good luck in your games, loads of respect, no sideline referees, no sideline coaches, Just go out there and encourage the kids to play and let the referees officiate. And your job is done, and my job's done as well, because we can all go home very happy. See you tomorrow at 7. For myself, Manley, and all the team here, the Grassroots show, Don't Cross the Line, Respect campaign, and Heart of Gold. And well done to our Karen Wood again. She's on high. She's done the 15,000 feet skydive, free falling for 1 minute. You can still donate to our Heart of Gold initiative, DXTL, Heart of Gold initiatives. Let's make a difference and let's help the kids with mental health issues and disadvantaged children too. We'll see you tomorrow at 7. Have a great evening. God bless.